what are we 15, 20 minutes of chatting and then we'll start the podcast. So thank you for coming to see us.
Thank you for having me.
If we start off with a little intro of yourself, and then we'll kind of probably carry on from where we were talking a few minutes ago.
Amanda Humphrey. I own Saramanda 1, and we've been just about going 10 years now. It'll be 10 years at the beginning of next year.
Wow. Okay. 10 years in any business is an achievement. How and why did you start in the first place?
So my background was slightly nothing to do with what I do. I spent 15 years as a detective in London.
Oh, wow.
As a police officer. And I'd just had enough. I'd had enough of missing out on my son and working and proving that a man's world can be a woman's world as well. So I moved to Great Denham. Businesses, they were opening the shops, and just saw an idea and went for it. No hairdressing experience, no business experience, just a whim.
That is rogue.
Very, very, very.
Did you have a passion for hairdressing or beauty?
Not particularly, if I'm honest. I think there was a gap in the market.
Mm-hmm.
The Great Denham needed a hairdressers, and I think there's a lot of brilliant hairdressers in Bedford, but none that kind of... I always wanted it an extension of my front room. I'm not a girly girl. I've always felt a little bit uncomfortable in salons,
mm-hmm.
the quietness, the professional. So, yeah, we opened. I trained as a hairdresser.
What? So you trained as a hairdresser, like you'd already opened
night
it
school.
and then you trained?
So it all happened at once, really. I was still policing. I trained as a hairdresser at night school, and I took the lease on in the January. We opened in the March.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
So I don't know how else to ask this question, but why? Like, that's nuts. Like, what was going through your head? Because often people think, oh, I'm going to go for this, but I don't know where. That's just rogue. It
was just an opportunity.
And you just went for it?
Yeah. Because life's short, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how I knew it would work, but I did know it would work.
Mm.
And I did know that I could get it to where I want it to be. But equally, my dad is my biggest supporter, and he believed that I could do it.
Mm.
So that was enough for me, and we went with it.
Wow. How did you... So I think there's a common theme a lot of the time, I think, is that you just got to have this belief that it's going to work. And once you have that belief, and it's like an unwavering... And sometimes it's good, right? And sometimes it's not, because sometimes you've got a belief in something and it's burning and you think, okay, it's going to work. Finding the balance is difficult, and there's probably times where you felt like it's not going to work. But what was the process of... I feel like I'm a very process-driven person, right? Mm-hmm. So in my mind, what was the process? But in those situations, there's often not a process, is there? It's just, think it will work.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep.
Did you... So the site was already there because things were kind of opening up in that area, right?
So the site was there, but the building literally was brick.
Right.
So I had no water, no electricity, nothing. So we had to do the entire build, which I found an amazing local company that did it. But I've rebuilt that 3 times in 10 years.
Wow.
Because it wasn't right.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know it wasn't right because I hadn't done it.
Mm.
It's right now.
Yeah.
For the moment. Will I change it? Probably.
Yeah.
Because the industry changes, everything changes, but it works at the moment.
Mm. And was it just yourself when you first started out, or did you get other members of in a team? How did it play out?
So I was still policing. So I policed for 2 years whilst running the business. So I had staff in there. Mm-hmm. That was a big learning curve, massively.
Okay.
Getting the right people in there.
Yeah.
And me being the right boss as well. I think I look back at the early days and think I didn't do them justice.
Yeah.
But I think I've learned to evaluate myself more than I could have 10 years ago.
I think when you start a business, or anyone starts a business, I think the mindset is, okay, is this something that's going to work and I can make money from? Yes. Do I think I can be passionate about it? Yes. But then there's this massive bit in there of, okay, how do I recruit people? How do I drive people? How do I motivate people? How do I become a good boss? How do I do all these things that are a key part to tie into a business that I just didn't think about.
Yeah.
And at the start, I'm exactly the same. I didn't recruit for a while. Then I did. It was, why am I recruiting? How am I recruiting? What's the right fit? What's the wrong fit?
Yeah.
And then, am I motivating these people? Because I'm very much, why don't you have the passion that I have?
Yeah. Why don't you love my business?
Yeah.
Why don't you want to make this the most successful thing ever? And that I think you have to learn that there's people that do, and they want to come with you. But equally, there's people that just want to come to work and earn money and have their nice life. And we have to respect both and put all of it together, and it works.
Yeah. It's about understanding which ones fit in which pot, and then how do you work with those people, motivate those people. And it is I had the same learning curve, and I was like, I don't get it. Help me understand why this isn't something you live and breathe. Yeah. And then it was literally that conversation was because it's not mine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't think of that. Yeah. So how did you find the process of having people working there when you weren't there a lot of the time?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. I kind of left them to it, which was mistake number one. So then when I actually went into the business, I was recovering the business from things that I didn't want things done like they were, but I'd given no direction. So they did what they thought was right. Yeah. I'm generally, as a person, I want to fix people. Yeah. Like, I will help you and I will fix you. I've learned I can't fix everyone in a business. Yeah. I think that was a big... it's not my job to fix you. I will help you and I will support you, but I've learnt my boundaries on staff very, very much.
It's when you've got a platform where you feel like you can help somebody, it's really hard not to try and help somebody.
Agreed.
But you can only help the right people at the right time at the right capacity. Yeah. Because you can just get lost in doing that, can't you? Yeah, very much. And my team now, I don't know if your industry is the same. Hairdressing post-lockdown, nobody wants to work in a salon. Everyone wants to be self-employed, which is massive because a lot of salons do run like that, but HMRC don't like it at all. Do you know what I mean? With all the hidden employment. So I've never had self-employed staff. I've always had employed staff. And I have noticed in the last... 6 months, we're going back to people actually want that safety of a job, and we've added like benefits, and they get gym membership and private healthcare, and come work for me. You can have a Towers membership. Yeah, I might apply.
So I do. My staff now, and I've got a few that have been there for a lot of years, and I am so grateful. Do you know what I mean? When we get into this story. So grateful for them, and they've lifted me up as much as I've lifted them up. Yeah,
I think that just a point on self-employment. I think there's, even in the short time that I've had a business, I've seen like a whole kind of wave of stuff, because I think in lockdown everyone sat there thinking about, well, maybe I could do that, or maybe I'll start a business. And I think that's great, like a real kind of time to pause, and that's when I started mine. There's a real time to pause to think, what do I want, what makes me happy, what motivates me. But then now, like you say, we're seeing a shift where things are getting really tight, things are getting really difficult, and that safety is what a lot of people are looking for. Yeah. And as well, you're in a space where it's a luxury, right? So when you've got an established business where you've got that customer base there, that's great. When you're going self-employed, and it's a luxury, right? So obviously, most of the time, you'd like to go and get your hair sort of dyed or whatever in a time period, but if you can't afford it, you can't afford it, right?
Agreed.
So being self-employed, that's tough when when it's just you alone.
Yep. Whereas my staff go on holiday, they still get paid. There's no qualms. They sat in lockdown, they still got paid. Wow. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough place to be. So talk me through the journey of you coming in from after 2 years, kind of trying to salvage what you could and kind of fix problems type of thing. Then what did the next 2 years look after that?
So I'd got the business to the stage that financially I had enough skill set. And when I say I trained as a hairdresser, there's a lot of people that know I am not a good hairdresser.
That's not what I expected you to say.
I am not. This is why I have stylists that do that job. I'm a bad hairdresser. But I have got a skill set of other things. So I had trained in so much, and I've got my skill set now of aesthetics and laser and all the big things, and which I confidently do very well now. I'm not a bad hairdresser. So it's knowing your skill set, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And admitting defeat. Like you can't, I can't make myself be a better hairdresser.
You can't do everything.
No. So, and it makes me laugh when people ring up, I want the owner to cut my hair. I can guarantee you do not want the owner of this salon to cut your hair. So I'd got to the place that I was building my client base up, and I was ready. So I put in, the police had the luxury of I could step out for 5 years, take a career break. So I'd done that, and I was just leading up to, I had quite a big court case that I had to see through, and we were waiting. And then in the middle of that, I got diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
Just, yeah.
That's a bit of a curveball.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive. But it was fine. The police were amazing to me. I had surgery, got rid of the cancer for a few years, and worked in the business, took some time out of the police. As it was, I never recovered enough to go back. I always said I would give them some more years, because I do feel I owe them some more years, because they did look after me. They had my back completely. And I remember sitting on the phone to my dad, sobbing, going, "Oh my God, how am I going to pay the mortgage?" Which was, when you've just had that diagnosis, that's not, because it was just at the stage. Like, I think I had 2 weeks till I left, like, the solid pay, and I'm into this self-employment and facing a 10-hour surgery to get rid of the cancer. So the police did look after me. I'm very, very lucky, and will always be grateful to some very good people in there. So yeah, we got through it, and then lockdown.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
That's that's relentless. One thing after another.
Yep.
I'll be free to talk about it as much as you want to talk about it. How was the process of starting? I mean, there's not a lot that people can really, unless they've gone through exactly that, you can't really understand what that's like. You've got, just taking on starting a business by itself is unbelievably stressful and tiring. And then that on top of it, I can't even imagine how you process that.
I think first time round, it was a lot easier, because I knew the statistics looked good. Right. I knew they guaranteed you'll be cured, it'll be fine, you've got to get through this surgery. Life-changing surgery, like, for a woman, taking away my fertility. But I got through it and got healthy, and the girls in the salon around me and the clients, I mean, were on board. We did a lot of promotion over get your smear test. I had cervical cancer. The reason I have cervical cancer is because I didn't have a smear test. I mean, I was always too busy. Yeah. I ran a business. I worked for the police. I worked shifts. I was a mum. I was a wife. But so there was always an excuse not to go. But then we got through it. When it came back, that was when the world shattered completely.
What was the time frame for when it came back?
So it was about 3 years late. No, it wasn't. It was 4 years, because I was just heading for the 5 years. So when you come out of cancer, if you get to 5 years, you can get life insurance again, and you can get travel insurance without paying thousands of pounds. So I remember having a conversation with my mortgage advisor going, she said, "I'll ring you in September and then we can get this sorted." I was like, yeah. And then wham, bam, it was back, and it was back with a vengeance. Jesus. So, and that was a lot harder in the way that statistically, I mean, I was fucked, like, completely.
Yeah.
I think the statistics have changed slightly. Not that I'm a stats girl, but I do live. I'm just about to hit a biggie.
It's hard not to kind of look into those ones.
So cervical cancer is really easy to cure if it's at the beginning. When it comes back, it's so not. Right. So Dr. Google says 9 months, 13 months.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there with my business. I've gone through a divorce. My son is, what is he now, 17, so 14, 15, thinking, shit, like this is massive.
Yeah.
And I've got a big old fight. And then we had like some good news and maybe this bit of treatment will work. And about a year into it, I obviously was still alive, but I was told there's nothing. Go and live your life. There's no more treatment.
I mean, how did you process that?
I ignored it. There's never nothing.
Yeah.
At that time, there will be nothing. But at that time, I wasn't ready. And I remember saying to my oncologist, I need to get my son through school. So you need to keep me here for another 4 years. That's the goal. And she looked at me, and I actually know her very well now. We've on this journey together. And I remember her thinking, like the look, I knew she was thinking, in your dreams, there is no hope of you being here. But you research, there's so much in the cancer world, there is so much that you can find. And I think I position myself in places where I can be fit enough to have the trials, to have the new treatment coming through. So, yeah, I hit 5 years on the 18th of September.
Wow.
And my stats said I was at 0% likely to see 5 years.
That's I'm just trying to process how you go through that and how you hear that news and just kind of just basically say no to it.
Yeah, I've not got time. My business isn't in a position where I can step out and leave my girls with the legacy of the business. My son is not ready to lose his mum. So there was no option. And I'm not saying that people, like, I will bow out. There will be a time, and there will be when my body is exhausted, and it makes no difference to me in the cancer community if people do it early or, but for me it doesn't work at the moment. And that stubbornness gets me through, I think, most days.
It's an incredible mindset, because it's what is it that's we kind of, when we spoke before the podcast, you've kind of spoken a lot about how your motivations are very different to a lot of people that we've had on the podcast or external podcasts, or just the view that you've seen in business. And I think don't blame me. I think it's a really different view, and I think it's a good kind of way of saying that, from what you've kind of articulated, the fact that was your drive is just your stubbornness to keep going, but then that would naturally make you think that you're trying to achieve more and do more, but it's actually kind of not, is it? Not
at all. So we had this conversation. I opened, like, the business is called Saramanda 1. Like the business plan, we've all written them when we start. We were going to open 1 a year. Let's do it. Get 10, more or less locally, then go a bit bigger. I've still got 1 10 years on. Have I failed? I don't think I have. I've just been more content, and my goals have changed. And I think when you sit there, in a hospital, to be told you've got 9 months, my legacy is not going to be how many salons I've got.
Yeah.
My legacy is what my son has taken from what I've taught him. And your time, I think when we have children, we think we've got years to teach our children so much. But when that is taken away from you, you have to get the important bits. So I always want him to see that I do everything. Not as in, like, I'm not a fad kind of person. Like, I have a lot of people, if I do this or if I eat cumin, I'll cure cancer and don't have chemotherapy. And there's a lot of opinions that come in, but I do take bits. And I think, well, scientifically that works. If I take a ginger shot in the morning, it increases my immunity. That'll do. I'm not doing anything against what the oncologists are doing. So I do take that. But I think work ethic is a massive skill in life that can only be taught by watching.
Yeah, I think it's kind of got me a little bit emotional when you're talking about it, because I think that I'm always thinking about I've got forever, and when I'm 60 and I've got this, that and the other, and I can teach Austin this and I can teach Austin that, and me and Austin can go do this. But he's there now, and so am I.
Yeah.
And I don't know I don't have a plan of 10 sites, or like yours is kind of, that's what you set as where you want to be, right? I don't know where I want to be.
Yeah.
It's not where I am.
Yeah.
But so I don't know where I want to be. Do you know what I mean? There's no real, once I get to here, then okay, right, I'll relax now and go spend time with my son and family. And it's kind of really made me reflect and kind of get a bit, what is the aim? Because since I was probably about 10, all I wanted to be is a dad.
Yeah.
So why am I not happy with that?
And what are you missing out on every day?
Yeah.
Like, the reason I have to remind myself, the reason I left the police was because I missed sports day for my son.
Yeah.
That was the goal. That was the cut off of, he said to me, do you think anyone will cheer for me? And I'd been Crown Court warned, so I had to go in. And anyway, I did get to sports day, but that was the cut off.
Yeah.
So then I open a business and devote so much time, and I missed so much of his life. But for what? Because I still earn the same amount of money, and but I've missed, and more importantly, he will have the time to reflect back and look back, whereas I don't have that luxury anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't want him to look back and think, but she was always working, because that's not a legacy. It's not, I don't care who you are. That's not what our kids, I want James to look back and say, she loved me. She fought hard for me. She was a bit of a cow sometimes, but do you know what I mean? To guide him in the right way.
Yeah. I think it is fundamentally what kids need is, yes, they need a home, and they need warmth, and they need that, and that's absolute necessity. But they need, when I was going to have my little boy, when my other half was pregnant, I was starting to get really nervous. And a mate of mine that's already got, he had a little girl already. He said more than half of being a dad is just showing up.
Yep.
It's just being there. And it's just being there is the hard part sometimes, because it's the simplest thing, but it's the hardest thing, because you're focusing on work, or it's not even just work as well. It's what everybody else thinks about your work, or everybody else thinks about what you said about this, or you haven't shown up to that, or does that mean you don't care, or why you're not involved in this, or why you're not. And it's just so tough.
Yep.
And yeah,
but if you look back at your childhood, do you remember your parents working?
Yeah.
Do you remember the time that you had with them?
Yeah.
And what was more important?
Yeah, definitely. I think my mindset has always been that you only get the time with them because of the work they did.
Yep.
And that's kind of been my driver. My dad, he moved to Hong Kong when I was 13, and saw him sort of summer holidays and Easter holidays and stuff like that. But I would travel around Asia, and I would be in Hong Kong, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, China, all these places. But he knows this, and I'd openly say it again. I would have all of that for him to be at football or parents' evening or whatever. That's just life, right? Everyone's life. Everyone's got different experiences, and everyone. I don't begrudge him for it, and I'm not angry about it. But would I have taken that? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you have someone that has that, and they'd probably taken the holidays, right? You always want if you've got straight hair, you want curly hair. Curly hair, you want straight hair, right?
100%.
But it's just about reflecting. I think that there's also such an energy around, and I think I've said this on 2 or 3 podcasts. If you're not ultra competitive, so driven, achieving everything, got all the nice cars, all the nice watches, you're traveling first class, that you've failed as a business person. And I think it's just, I don't know if it's in the younger generation that it's fed this unhealthy relationship with work and business.
Agreed. And I think now, which is different to when our parents were around, we are forever attached to our mobile phones.
Yeah.
So we at no point do we switch off. Like, I don't know about you, if you go on holiday, my phone's still going. Is that healthy? Not at all. And it does take such discipline to go, enough.
Yeah. I can't do it. As soon as my phone buzzes, I'm like, what's that?
Yeah.
And you see, normally I've got my Apple Watch on, and so that's going on. And I can't detach myself at all.
No.
And I've started to stop wearing my Apple Watch sometimes because I don't want it buzzing when my phone's in the other room. I don't want it just going off all the time.
Yeah.
I need a break. I need to just turn my brain off.
Yeah.
But you're in this constant cycle of, I go to sleep and it's just, I love it because I've got ideas and it's exciting. It's ideas that I want to do. As long as it's finding that balance, isn't it? Is it an idea that makes me happy that I would enjoy doing and get pleasure out of, or is it like, okay, that will get me forward, that will drive the business forward, that will mean this, that and the other. It's finding that balance is really tough.
Do you not think that we judge ourselves the hardest?
Yes.
I think that is my biggest... I don't judge myself anymore, but I let outside noise in less.
Yeah. I'm not at that point yet, unfortunately.
But I think that is just time. I think it has... Like, I still wobble, like when I hear, oh, so-and-so said this about you. Oh, this ex-member of staff said this and you were this and this. It's still inside, I think, oh.
Yeah.
Like, why are people still talking like she hasn't worked for me for 10 years? Why is she still... this hatred and this, that I've got to be liked and I've got to meet approval, I've got to keep up with the next business, or we're in our own lane. And I think we just have to remind,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So hard. I've only in the last couple of months actually been proud of my business.
Yeah.
Because
that's amazing that you're proud of your business.
It is, but I should, when I talked to my dad about it, it was like, you started from literally nothing but a laptop, and you worked in your garage and you just went and went and went. You should be proud of yourself from the day that you gave it a go. But I'm just not because I wasn't doing it. It's because this outside energy is always achieve more, be better. And it's just not, it's just not right. You should be able to just stay in your own lane and not have to feel like there's outside judgment for what you want to do. And if you found that balance of your work-life balance of, you found that this is what you want to earn and this is how much time you want to work and this time you want to be at home, then that's the perfect place to be, isn't it?
100%. Because we just need enough money, right? We don't all need to be millionaires. Don't get me wrong, that'd be really nice. But equally, with life has taught me that I haven't got the luxury of earning the million because I want the time more.
Yeah.
And that's a biggie. But I've had it easy that someone's put that on my plate of go and make a decision now. Would I have been able to do it pre the second diagnosis? I don't know if I would. If I'm truly honest, I don't know if I'd. I think the drive would still be there. And it's not the drive that I don't care about my business. I do care about my business massively. I more care about my team around the business. And I do think it's my duty to put them in a position that, do you know what I mean, when I'm no longer here, if they still want the business, then that business is there for it. And I said to someone yesterday, it's a gift that I can leave this world and help other people. And that has to be my legacy. But how much I've got on my balance sheet, that is not my legacy.
And also, it's the old saying, you can't take it with you anyway.
No.
And you want to be able to provide a platform for your son that he's got something when you go.
Yeah.
But
equally not too much, right?
Yeah, exactly. You want to make it too easy.
Exactly. I don't think at any age you give me a load of money.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to learn to work.
And yeah, totally. I think that I think a lot of history would tell you if you get a lot of money when you're young, it probably doesn't turn out that great.
Exactly.
So yeah, it is a balance. And I think there's your insight into it is really, really good, because I think most people that have been on the podcast have been just drive forward and get more, and when do we stop? Not when we stop, like just to drive forward. And my questions always are, what's next? And I think there's such a wider conversation around how do you find your stopping point?
Yep.
how do you find what? Because I need to spend some time on that, because I feel like I've got it loosely worked out in my head, but it's about writing that down and making that real, because time doesn't last forever, right? Whether that's be your time or your kids' time, and also you can't control everything.
No.
You can't control what's going to happen tomorrow. That could be personal or business or whatever.
Yep.
I think everyone's so busy, like
Trying to be the best.
yeah, trying to be that person.
Yep. Like, I passionately hate the word entrepreneur.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Like, I
makes
do
me
think
feel a bit
it's nasty. I don't like it. I'm not an entrepreneur. I own a business. I work hard on it, and it's in the right place for me. And feel free to judge me on it, because I will judge myself. And I think that is the mindset of I will judge myself differently because it's okay for me now.
What do you think? What do you think is a good reflection point that people can go through to understand what's enough?
Good question. I think it's how much you are willing to sacrifice. So the time with your loved ones, what is worth it? And there is, like, just because we own our businesses, like, if you had a normal job, you would still sacrifice time with your friends and family.
Yeah.
But we seem to do it so much more because it's ours.
Yeah.
So there has to be I'm not missing that. And there has to be, do you know what I mean, the sports days or the parents' evenings or the football matches or whatever it is that is important to your child, that you go, I'm not working. Don't ring me. Don't do anything. You're on your own.
Even if it's holidays.
Yeah.
Like, just being able to, it's just as much for them as it is for you to turn off and have a break.
Yeah.
I'm such a bad example because I've basically just said no to go on holiday next month because
You're mad.
I've got too much work to do.
Sack it off. Go on holiday. Make the memories.
Yeah.
And I think every day is a memory making. And I think that mindset has changed as well. Like, for my son's 16th birthday, we jumped out of an aeroplane together.
That's cool.
Like, he'll always remember that. He was a bit scared. I was a bit scared. But he'll always remember that.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
And those days, don't get me wrong, I've got the luxury that I can afford to do the nice things because of the work I've done. But he'll never forget that memory. He will forget the days I went to work.
Yeah. And when you got, it's about finding that memories more than the days.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's got to go to work, right? There's no getting past that, whether you're a business owner or not, you've got to go to work. But it's about finding that, it's just balance. And a work-life balance is such a term used so openly that it's like, does that work-life balance, what does that mean? Does that mean you do 9 to 5? It's not necessarily that, is it?
No.
It's what works for you. I mean, some people that don't have kids yet or don't want kids or don't have that, that's when you drive forward and you push and you push and you push to give yourself that freedom, right?
Yeah.
But it's also, in that time, you've got to remember you, because I've gone through phases of when I've worked where before I had my son, where I was just working crazy hours, and I wasn't even necessarily just working those hours. I was thinking and researching and studying and all this sort of stuff that I was just burnt out. And that's just not good for you either.
No. Or the people around you. Like, everyone we have I always call it an inner circle, and my inner circle has got smaller over the years massively through the cancer and just kind of opening my eyes a little bit more. But every person in my inner circle deserves my attention. Some people need more of the attention and probably deserve more of the attention. But if they don't need to ask me for that attention, I will show up for them.
Yeah.
And that is so much more important. I mean, I am happily divorced, but I did not show up for my husband because I was working.
Yeah.
And you look at marriages go and relationships and all sorts, and like, I can reflect back on that. I am not going to start talking about our divorce on this. I can assure you of that. But I can reflect back on that, and it was on me as well.
Yeah.
Because I worked.
I was talking to a guy the other day that was saying, we're talking about starting a business and running a business, and he's just him now in his business, very comfortable with what he's earning, very comfortable with what he's doing, got his days down, how he works. And I've always assumed that's how he's been. He's had a big business in London where he employed like 20 odd people, 20, 30 people, earning loads of money, ultra successful, but he lost his marriage from it. He lost like connection with his daughter from it. And now he's thinking, well, why did I bother?
Yep.
But in that moment, there was nothing else going on in his world apart from growing that business.
Yep.
And it's like this drug.
Yep.
And everyone,
it's an addict. We are all, as business owners, we're addicts. We are thriving for something that we don't actually know what it is.
I think there's a whole thing that I've got these theories now. After talking to people, I've got so many theories about it. And I think it's this, it's like an endorphin rush that you're always looking for.
Yep.
That next win or that next thing that you've done or the next, and I'm always, I kind of processed recently that I'm looking for it all the time.
Yep.
Whether it's the next new camera that we've bought or the next project that we're going to work on or the next whatever. And then what happens is because I'm so desperate for so many of them, I've got 5 of them going at once. Because then that one, then that one, then that one, then that. And then I'm just like, then one day I'm like, everything hits me.
Yeah.
How on earth am I going to do all this? And then I burn out.
Yeah.
But it's so difficult
Yep.
in the moment of reflection to say, that is nuts.
Yep.
But then I'll do it again next month.
Yeah. And I think being poorly has taught me, like people say about being tired, like there is nothing, I can't even verbalise how cancer tired is. Like some people get fatigue, but I've had to section my days off. Do you know what I mean? I can't put too much in a day, and it's made me slow down.
Yeah.
Like you talk about burnout. I physically, if I do a whole day in the salon with clients, and I love it, and I love seeing people, and I love like the buzz, but when I go home, like my whole body will be shaking from where I've pushed myself too much. So I know on that evening, I'm good for nothing. Like I can barely have a conversation. So if you want to come around my house, you're not getting chats.
Yeah.
It's that. So I have to store my energy a lot better than I did as a healthy person of when you could take on the 5 and I want every single one of those deals and I'll drive and now I'm burnt out and I'll sleep for a few hours but I'll go back to it because my mind's still thinking. That's made me physically slow down I can't do that. And I do say no a lot more now. I say, and I was never a no person. Can you do this? Yeah, of course. I'll work late. I'll come in on a Sunday. I'll do this. Now it's like, I can't. No, sorry.
Yeah.
These are my hours. I can see between here and here. Otherwise, I can't do it. And that was real. It's a real hard.
It's really hard. It's like in my mind, I'm just leaving money on the table all the time.
100%.
And I just can't do it.
But you will.
Yeah.
You will get there because equally, and I think lockdown as an industry taught us. I would like to think my team are far more respected now because everyone had to sort their own hair out. They have a unique skill that is an art, so give them the respect that they deserve.
Totally, yeah.
So people did realise that they needed their hairdressers a lot more, but the boundaries still tried to get pushed. Do you know what I mean? Those conversations, I did all the rebookings when we were opening up. And, well, why can't you fit me on the day one? It's your 20th on the list, so do you know what I mean? You've got no hope. But putting the boundaries in, teaching the girls to put the boundaries in was the best thing I did.
Yeah.
Why are we burning ourselves out? For any business, mine, yours, we are here between this hour and this hour, and that's what we do. And people will change their schedules to come and see you. Like we started recently, which is mad, like it's utter madness. Of the beginning of this year, I shut every other Saturday. I'm a salon that shuts every other Saturday. And the reason I do it is because my team were getting burnt out.
Yeah.
And they don't want to spend every weekend at work.
As much as you love your job, you need some time not working.
Yeah. And I was trying to recruit, and people were saying, "No, I can only work every other Saturday or this." And I looked at my longest member of staff, and she was burnt out. So we trialled it. It's worked every other Saturday. Did we get some pushback? A little bit from clients. We didn't lose any business on it because everyone else's work life is more flexible as well from working from home, and they can come in, and we've got the good Wi-Fi, and they can, sit quite comfortably working or taking calls while the girls are doing hairs. But yeah, it was one of my better decisions because I have to keep, as well as my health, I have to keep their health.
Yeah. I do think that there's been a lot of positive coming out of COVID, that there is that flexible working, that's the adjustment to being able to work from home. And I think working from home is there used to be such a distrust of people working from home. When people had to work from home, you worked out the people that wanted to work work for you.
Exactly.
And I think that what it's also brought is that you can't hide anymore, I don't think. So when you had, COVID taught us a lot about, if you want to work, you'll work. And if you don't want to work, it's quite easy to show that you won't work. Yeah. And I think that's a good gauge of people working from home. If people work from home and they show up and they get their job done, you already know, you can already trust that.
Yep.
Whether you're in the office or out the office or wherever you are, they're going to show up for you.
Yep.
I think COVID taught people a lot of that. What I did is I worked too much for someone that didn't value what I was doing.
Yeah.
I burnt myself out like mad, working crazy hours. So much pressure was put on me. Every day, more and more pressure was put on me. And when we came back out of COVID and I expressed that I had a lot of pressure put on me and I was breaking down, I was having a bit of a mental health bad time, I basically got told to leave.
Wow.
And that's what taught me for running my business, that I never want to make people feel like that.
No.
If someone's struggling, and I'm not a perfect employer, obviously, there's always things you can learn.
Who is?
Exactly. And you try and pick up on signs of stuff, and you're not going to know everything. And I know that I also have high expectations because I've got loads of, but trying to find the balance is really difficult. But that was a real learning curve for me when I thought, actually, a lot of employees just don't care about you.
No. And I think that is something as owners we can do well. My girls have, I said to you when we had a conversation, I chose to work through chemotherapy. I was on a lot of chemotherapy for almost 18 months.
Wow.
And I had a week off. So I had chemo on a Monday, have a week off, and then I was in the salon the following for 2 weeks. So I was on a 3-week cycle. And it kept me alive because I had to go to work.
Yeah.
I didn't overwork, which I mean my front of house receptionist, she was very, very disciplined with me, sending me home at certain points. She wouldn't overbook me. Do you know what I mean? The lines were clear and I had no say on it, but it gave me just the normal. Yeah. And I think you, I was chatting to a friend of mine today who's just sitting in the chemo chair, and we want normal. Anything normal, we'll do it. I went for a swim yesterday. I can't walk at the moment, but I can swim. That's normal. We'll take the normal. So working helped. So the business did help in that. I wasn't burning myself out, but it was helping me. But the knock-on effect of that is my team have seen me turn up.
Yeah.
Probably when I shouldn't be there. And I look back, and I had a social media coach at the time, and she was making me go live every Wednesday to try and up Instagram. And I look back at the videos now and think, oh my God, I looked so ill. I really thought that I pulled off no hair, no wig. I don't know, I was some kind of 80s rock star. I looked terrible. I was swollen from steroids and all sorts, but I showed up because I was being told to show up. And sometimes but the knock-on effect of that is my 90% of my team, they will show up when they're really ill. Whereas I've gone a little bit the wrong way, and I find myself going, right, I think you need to go home now. Yeah. Because this is just a job. And if clients kick off because we've got to move their appointment, unfortunately, that's okay.
I completely agree. I think that you got to show up, and I also there was a time where I was really stressed with work, and someone I used to work with, and she said to me once, she said, "You know all this, you know it's not real, don't you?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She was like, "It's not real." None of this is real. Your health, your family, that's real.
Yep.
But all this work,
Yep.
nonsense that you're going through and stressed about,
Yep.
none of it's real.
Because if you took away your stress, your endorphins of trying to get that deal, is your mortgage still going to get paid?
I hope so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we put that stress on ourselves.
Yeah.
Where actually we don't need to anymore.
No. I think it's really tough to think like that, but it's the right way of thinking. How did you, when you were going through chemo and you were turning up, how did your customers and how did they react to that? Did you see any difference in, obviously you had to, for the week that you weren't there, and then there was 2 weeks that you were.
Yep.
Were people standing by you? What was that? What did it look like?
There was a fair mix. So I remember when the day, so I got told I was due to be at a wedding and I missed a wedding, and I had a call because it was still a little bit COVID times, and it was 3 days before Christmas. So everyone wants their Christmas appointment. But realistically at the time I was doing nails. Like, it's not life or death.
Yeah.
So I said, because there was a load of COVID rounds and straight after Christmas I was going whack into treatment, I said, I'm stepping back. Like, said to the girls, sort out the appointment. And there was customers that were kicking off because they wouldn't get their nails done for Christmas.
And they knew why you were stepping back?
And they knew why.
Wow.
And even with, it doesn't matter, but it still does. It still hurts. And I will still never forget that. And I just think, wow, like in the whole picture, your nails are more important than my world. Like, I cannot describe that Christmas. Do you know what I mean? It was just like...
Yeah. Absolutely zero empathy for what's going on around them.
Equally, I have got the most loyal client base that they show up for me. And even I think some days when I just look terrible or just cry, like I did it to a client last week and just cried because I was in so much pain and so fed up, but they just go with it. And I'm so grateful that it is one big family that just hug in. And I think I've learned that the people aren't there, that aren't those people. There's so many salons out there for other people, for them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry anymore that people don't want to see me bald. Do you know what I mean? Or don't. And I did have some comments of, oh, are you going to put a wig on? No. Yeah. I did put a wig on, and we actually diversified, and we make wigs now, and it's a part of the business that I'm so proud of. But I didn't need to hear, are you going to put a wig on?
Yeah. That's such a selfish...
Yeah.
That's for them, not for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't want to do it, why should you have to do it?
And when you go through chemo, you're like the hottest menopausal person ever. Like, it is horrific as a woman. It was in the heat of summer. No, I'm not putting a wig on. They're hot.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
Hot. But not doing it.
Again, it's not for you, is it? It's for what makes them feel comfortable and them happy, and that's not what's important, is it?
Some days I'd put a wig on, and when my hair started growing back and I looked terrible, I had a wig on 100% of the time. But when I was bald and proud.
You're right.
Yeah. I didn't... Bald, proud, and a little bit tubby. And
so where are you now with the health side and the balance of work in that?
So health wise, we hit in a few weeks or a few days 5 years, which is a gift.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
go. That's amazing that you've been able to go from 0 to 5 years. That's just incredible. Yes.
So I think we play a game with cancer of I will never be cured. I've not got that luxury. That said, I will never stop fighting for a cure. And my whole of my medical team, I have convinced. I mean, I've my oncologist is she's called Debbie, and I call her Debbie Downer because she's so
Never
cup
got any
half
good news.
empty, like, oh my goodness, it's so bad. Whereas now, I was on the phone to her the other day going, oh, I can't walk. This isn't forever. And she's like, no, of course it's not. No, absolutely not. And I laugh that she's turned into me, and now I'm the one that's wavering. So we kick the ball and we spend our life kicking the ball. And as long as I can keep kicking that ball and living, like I've always said, I want to live the longest life possible, but I want to die the quickest death possible.
Yeah.
Because I want to go out with fighting. I don't want people remembering me poorly.
Yeah, I feel like that's such a. My uncle went through a similar thing where he got diagnosed and very, very quickly. It deteriorated within sort of 6 weeks. It was pretty crazy, but he didn't want anybody to see him when he didn't feel like he was him.
Yep.
He was big, bald head, tattoos. That's how you remember him.
Yeah.
With his Chelsea shirt on. But as soon as he got too skinny and they don't want that.
No. I'd like to be skinny, don't get me wrong. Like, I've thrived for skinny. In every form that I sign in the hospital, it says rapid weight loss. Bring it on. Never happens to me. Ever. So yeah, I thrive for skinny, but no, I don't. I am so blessed that I live, even though I'm coming on crutches today, I live a very normal life in the position I'm in, and I never take it for granted, and I will never take it for granted, and I know I'm a lot luckier than so many people. So yeah, I think health-wise, we carry on. And we laugh. Like, so many people look, and I looked at cancer and chemo, that is all so depressing. And don't get me wrong, there is some really hard days, like really, really hard days. But equally, I still travel, I still laugh. Do you know what I mean? I still go out. I don't go out as much because I'm a bit old and boring, and I'm tired. But the fun times are still there.
Yeah.
And I think my son has made sure, because I don't want him to remember a cancer house. I want him to remember the laughter.
Yeah, for sure.
And I remember my very best friend who lives in Kent, where I came from, and she kind of set the bar of how we were going to do this. And I rang her the day I was re-diagnosed and sobbing. Do you know what I mean? There's like on the FaceTime. And she literally said the words, I haven't got time for this negativity. I'll phone you back later.
Wow. There's some balls to
and
say
I put the phone down, and one of my girls I was out the back in the salon, and she was like, who is that? And I was like, it's my best friend. But it set the tone.
Yeah.
We've not got time for this negativity.
Fair play.
We go. And we laugh. We cry.
Yeah.
But we laugh. And I think she didn't mean it as that life-changing moment, but it went off a kicking, like, okay then.
That's exactly what we needed to hear in that moment.
100%. So we laugh all the time about that, and we keep going. Business, we just carry on. Do I want to grow? Probably a little bit. I want to be in the salon less, because I don't want. I think there's times that I'm embarrassed. Like I said to you today, I'm really sorry I'm still on crutches. I don't want people seeing me like that.
Yeah.
But that's just a me thing.
Yeah.
I think my clients still want me showing up. I think my team still want me showing up. But I think it's my job to leave them with a business that will be whatever they want it to be in years to come. I think it's on to passing that down now.
So you sort of touched on legacy, and that's the legacy of work. Your legacy of home is the laughter and the fight and the normality.
Yep.
And the legacy of work is just building. It sounds like you're building something where people want to be and feel loved and supported and cared for. And it's not just about the money. It's not just about the paycheck, which is an incredible legacy in both sides of things. I feel like my mic's gone a bit weird there. Oh. Technical issue. I was also going to say, you mentioned you do those lives on Instagram. How have you found Instagram supported your growth? Is that kind of, you say you want to grow a little bit? How would you say that you're going to plan on doing that? My God,
honestly, I'm a middle-aged woman with social media that probably most of the time shouldn't be on social media. So I haven't done the live since I was bald, to be fair. Do I know how to build a business on Instagram? No, I don't. We've blagged it. We sit at, I don't know, however many followers. We get enough views. The more cancer stuff I put out, the more views we get, which is the twisted world that we live in, right? Like, look at the work my team are doing. It is incredible. But you want me to talk about being bald.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
But
madness.
Maybe I do see it that way, but also like maybe you're this inspirational story that you're doing all this and you've got a team and you're building a team and you're doing that with everything you've gone through. There's not many people that can say they've done that.
Maybe. I think
it sounds like you're being the classic person that doesn't reflect on what you've achieved and why people might find that inspirational.
maybe. I don't know if I like the word inspirational either. I just want people to know, like I never want people to have the fear that I felt on that dreaded day.
Yeah.
I want people to see that it is hard, but it is possible, because there's nothing special about me. There's nothing more determined than the next person. Do you know what I mean? People have got far more drive than I've ever had in my life. But if I can do it, other people can. And I had a conversation with an oncologist a few weeks ago with a friend of mine, and he said cancer will be a chronic illness. That's amazing. Like, people live with diabetes, but they don't die from it.
Yeah.
And so anything I can do to help that happen, I think that's my role. I really do. I think it is. I owe it to the people that follow me.
That's inspirational, don't you think?
No.
Why not?
I feel I'm blessed to be in a position where I can do it. I can try all the medicines. I feel I'm lucky. I am lucky to be here. I know that. And I don't take any day for granted.
I think not to minimise any of the stuff that you've mentioned. I think that what a lot of people need to reflect on is that we're all quite lucky to be here. When you look at 1 to 58 billion or whatever it is, chance that we exist, and that we exist in the time that we do, when we're not plagued with the plague or anything. Do you know what I mean? We're living in a life where you can get up in the morning and most people can get out of a nice comfy bed and have a hot shower and have a meal, and that's a pretty good way to be.
Yeah.
And I think that we are lucky, and I think sometimes we just get so overwhelmed with social media and drive or success or money or tangible things or materialistic things that are great. Everyone likes nice cars, everyone likes nice things, but they're not what life's all about.
Yeah. And you'll find with me, like, if I get some real bad cancer news, I go and buy a new car.
Yeah.
Like, financially, that is mad.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted the car that I drove.
Yeah.
Got some bad news, went and bought it.
You're right, yeah.
My accountant, honestly, I don't know how they're still not rocking. But so I do get, and I do like the nice things, but equally it's not everything, is it? No one's going to remember me for the car or the business. They're going to remember my personality. And equally, not everyone's going to like that personality, but I hope the people that it matters to do.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's worthwhile us talking around the cervical screenings and things like that, because I think it's a really important thing that obviously it's not something that I do, but I know that family members, they've always kind of, they haven't put it off, but it's always I'll move that around that, or people that I know doing that, and it's one of those things that's never happened to me.
And it was never going to happen to me.
Yeah.
But wow, am I in it, big and proper. And I moved my smear test, and I do not blame my old employer for it. I chose to move it time and time again. I worked in London. My doctor's was in Bedford. It wasn't, if I was busy with something, it was an easy, I'll cancel it, I'll rebook it. If I could turn back time, as Cher says, do you know what I mean? Like, it is one of those things. The smear test rate has gone down locally. Do you know what I mean? I keep in touch with the doctors. It's gone because it's not in the public eye. So anything I can do, even like this to raise it. And it is a very clear, don't be me, because it was never going to happen to me because I was fit and healthy and had no issues and I had none of the side effects at all.
Wow.
So I think and as a business owner as well, when do you get your health checked?
Yeah. Yeah, no comment.
Exactly. Because we just plough forward, right?
Yeah.
But there's people that depend on our health.
Yeah. It's a bigger picture than you, isn't it? Across the board, it's a bigger picture than you.
Yeah. And my son will always know that we are in, as a family, this position because I didn't show up. And is that guilt? Massively. Massive. Like, there's a lot of unfortunates around my cancer as well. But that's the one that keeps me awake at night.
And it's one of those as well where it's, from my understanding, it's not something that's comfortable. It's not something that is kind of painful. But it could be literally life or death, couldn't it?
Completely. Don't be me.
And there's lots of other screenings that need to be done as well. That I think that understandably life is busy and everyone's in their own rat race. Everyone's got other things they need to do. And the NHS is strained and it's tough and waiting things are long, and I get that, I do. But it's so important.
Yeah.
And everyone needs to make sure that if they need something, testing or whatever, it's my old man, bless him, when my uncle passed away, he was the first time that he's gone for everything, like a full body MOT, and he should have done it younger. Thankfully he's okay, but
have you done it?
No.
But you're telling your dad you should have done it younger.
This is the thing. Like, he was mid-50s. Yeah. And you would always just think, I'm early 30s. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
But it's just not. It's not that easy, is it? So yeah, I think there's a lot of reflection for me on this conversation around what am I driving towards, what's important, where should I spend my time, and I feel like I look after my health pretty well, but I can only see what I can see, right? It's all the external stuff. It's just tough I was looking actually not long ago, but trying to get like a full body MOT. Yeah. It's worthwhile doing that. It's just, even if you have to go and do it privately, it's worthwhile just getting all that stuff done and blood tests and this, that and the other. And
I think there's a lot said. I work with a coach now who's amazing. You should have her on the podcast, like a health business, everything coaches and everything. But there's a lot to be said about knowing your own blood. Like, I know when I'm out of certain things because I get my bloods tested, I don't know, every 2 or 3 weeks usually. But just knowing that, when we talk as bosses about burnout, it's probably not. You're probably just a little bit anemic.
Yeah.
Or lacking something.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm lacking something.
Yeah. And I think I've learned there's so much more that we can give our bodies than we do.
So how is it? So the blood tests and stuff that you get, is that through your treatment, or do you?
Yeah. So if I'm on treatment, I will have blood tests. If I feel a bit off, I will have blood tests. But Nikki, who I work with, she routinely does hers like every 6 months, because you then learn your body. And I think if you know your body, with certainly when it like cancer is involved, you know where you're at. Yeah.
What would you say? So I find that this isn't any dig at the NHS. It's just the way it is. It's hard to go and get blood tests.
Don't get me on the NHS.
It's hard to get blood tests. The waiting list is so long. Is there a process that you would advise to go through, or would you go through the NHS?
No, I'd go to a private company.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it costs, I don't know, a couple of £100.
Yeah.
Get them done.
Yeah.
Find your baseline, do them again in 6 months, see where you are.
Okay. Let's keep that one short and sweet on the NHS.
I'll come back. I will come back and I will talk about the NHS. Don't get me wrong, they are incredible. They've saved my life, but there's a massive story that I can't talk about at the moment. I will come back and talk about it in time.
Yeah, I think I've got such a respect for the NHS and what everybody does involved, but
it's broken.
It's broken, and yeah, it's a really sad situation.
Yeah,
that it's like got to that point, but
yeah,
that is what it is.
Let's leave that one out.
So I think I sent you over some questions before, and I don't think we've touched on any of them as a question. But it's just good to have that wider conversation. That's kind of how I wanted it to play out. Was there anything that any advice or thoughts that you would hand over to people that either run a business at the moment or are starting to have that seed of an idea of starting a business?
I don't know. Can anyone copy me? Like, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just go out on a whim and do it. I think if you believe in something hard enough and you've got the determination, then do it.
Yeah.
Like, running a business is really hard. We take on a lot of stress. But if I said to you now, do you want a proper job and to work for someone? Not a chance.
No.
And I've thought about it, and I've been offered a few jobs over the years and thought, oh, that'd be quite nice, that amount of money coming in every month. No.
You get this freedom and the drive and the energy that you get from it, and the satisfaction of, and it's not, for me as well, it's not the money satisfaction, it's when you get someone new that starts, they go and achieve something, they go and do something, or they create something, whatever. It's just, it's awesome. You can't compare it to any other job.
Yep. Yeah.
So go for it.
We moan about it, don't we, as business owners, but we want it. We still keep doing it.
We turn up every day. And
exactly.
To your point earlier, part of it could have saved your life and kept you going.
Yeah, very much.
And I think that there's not a better advocate for starting a business than that.
No, not at all. We keep going.
Yeah.
We just need to set our boundaries a bit better, all of us.
Boundaries, expectations, and what are we... I think there's a question that it's why are you turning up today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are you here? Is it... What's the outcome looking like? I think not looking for the future, not building something for the future is you have to have a future mindset on, but it can't be your full focus.
No. We need to pay our bills, right?
Yeah.
And anything on top of that is a bonus.
Mm.
And if we get the bigger houses and the bigger cars, and that's great, but we just don't need to sacrifice our people because of it.
Yeah. Completely agree. I need to practice what I preach now.
But I think we all do. I think we all... as I say, I got handed the... This is the choice you've got. So it's been easier for me.
Yeah.
If you'd have said to me before, pre-cancer, I'd be like, no, I'm fine. I'm going to grade this.
So if you just let's go through some socials and post and talk through your socials so people can follow you, and then we will wrap it up there. So
socials, Saramanda1 Hair and Beauty on Instagram and Facebook. We're not on TikTok really. I've got another little business on TikTok where I do some sewing, which is fine. You can follow that as well, Memory Bears by Amanda. Please follow me. I'm old and middle-aged and need followers.
I mean, no one can say no to that. Thank you very much. Thank you for being honest and talk through some really tough stuff.
Thank you for having me.
So it was really nice, really good to have a bit of a refresher on what's important. So thank you, really appreciate that, and we'll look forward to that juicy bit of NHS gossip in future.
Indeed.
Thank you very much.